Do you want to take your Fortnite gameplay to the next level? Well, in this video, we will tell you all the basics that you need to know to excel in build fights. These methods include some settings tweaks, as well as some easy to learn moves. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Okay, so for our first step, we have binds. The binds you pick are incredibly important. You need to choose ones that are comfortable for you and that allow you to build fast. Okay, so we're gonna scroll down to building binds. Here we go. So crouching while building, you want to keep this one on your default crouch bind. I use C. I know most people use left control, but C is more comfortable for me. Now for wall, I use the side buttons on my mouse. So if you have side buttons, you should definitely bind the building binds to these two because they will make it so much easier to build. My floor is on Q. It's also a very practical bind to press. My stairs are also on the mouse buttons. My roof is on X. It's also a very practical bind. My trap used to be like back in the day used to be really OP to place traps, so I had it on mouse wheel up. Obviously I can switch this now, it doesn't really matter because traps aren't as OP as they used to be. But mouse wheel up is also a really good bind because you just scroll up and you can place it really fast. So my place building is in the left mouse button, like the default one. Now the repair, the rotate, these ones you can leave them on the default. Crouch while editing, just keep it on the default crouch bind. Select building edit and reset building edit. That's something that we're gonna be talking about in the next step. Now let's talk about these little building options. These are on the second tab of your settings, and you have these little 4 settings which we're going to be talking about. Okay, let's start by reset building choice. What this does is that brings up the last piece that you picked. This is really a personal preference. It doesn't really have a competitive advantage. It's just if the last piece you used was the stairs, when you go back into building mode, the stairs are going to be pre-selected. If you have this on, it just resets to the default one. Now, disable pre-edit option. Imagine that you keep pre-editing your walls or your stairs, and then you're just stuck with a pre-edited build, which can be incredibly infuriating. So if this happens to you, you can turn this on. However, sometimes you do need to edit pieces, so having this off if you don't have that issue is for the best. Now for turbo building, you definitely want to have this on. What it does pretty much is makes your building faster, like the name implies, turbo building. So if you want to build fast, I'll definitely recommend having this one on. So for auto confirm edits, I like to have this one on edit. So let's talk about scroll wheel reset for a minute. Here I have it double binded, but what you want to do is have the mouse wheel down as you're building edit. This makes your editing speed go so much faster. The difference is actually brutal. So this is definitely something that you don't want to skip because most people already have this. But if you don't, if you're just starting out, this is very important. This is what gives you the advantage against controller players. Now, a little thing that we need to talk about is the place building and the select building edit. So a lot of people don't know this, but the default one comes as the same bind. What you want to do is change this one to a different bind. You should change this one to a practical bind. So I would definitely recommend using one of the side buttons on your mouse. This allows you to reduce your building time by a lot. This is definitely something you should try out. There's really no downsides to it. There's only advantages. So I suggest you give it a little try. Okay, let's talk about some building techniques that everyone needs to know. First one is that when someone starts shooting at you, you box up. That's basic, everyone knows. However, most people do not place a cone in their box. This is something you should always do. Because imagine, you're the one outside of the box, there's an enemy in there. What you want to do is try to get the right timing to take their wall, and then you go for an edit, and you place the cone in their box. That means there's nothing they can do against it. So now that you have all the advantage, you can definitely get a lot of damage out before they can quickly edit out. They will always get hit if you don't miss your shot, of course. So this is why you should always keep a cone in your box. Never just stand like that. Always place something in your box, even if it's the stairs or a cone. Never let your opponent take control of your box. Now, something else that is really important is tunneling. Tunneling is pretty much when you're in a box, you go for an edit, you place, and you do this, an edit, and you do that. So obviously, this is gonna allow you a safe passage into the zone at the end game, which is incredibly important. Because imagine you have someone on high and they're just spraying at you while you're trying to get to zone. If you tunnel, you can protect yourself from those incoming shots. You could also place a stair behind you while you tunnel. So if someone's spraying at you, they have a lot of builds to get through before the shots hits you. Obviously, this depends on your mat situation, because if you don't have a lot of mats, you should definitely go for the simple tunnels, which are like this. These are the least consuming tunnels. These are the standard ones. So these are really important to know. For our next building technique, we have the side jump. So imagine, you're trying to take high ground. Your opponent places a cone over your head. You need to learn how to do this jump. This jump will make your opponent not expect it. It depends on what either you're playing on, but this side jump will always give you a little edge over the fight. And you can also get a shot off if you go fast, like you can always get a shot off and do some damage. And you can also quickly place a wall. Do that. So yeah, just going to creative mode and practice this shot from both sides. I usually get a lot of damage in normal fights like this. The players usually don't expect that. Our final method that everyone should know is high ground retake technique. There's several of different ones out there. I'm gonna teach you one. If you don't like it or it's hard for you to learn, you can always go and search for a different one. But you should definitely know at least one or two. So the technique I usually use, it goes like this. So you're ramping up, you place a cone, a floor, you edit it like this. You place a stairs and then a floor and then another stairs. You jump up, you add it like this. Then, I didn't mean to place the cone, sorry. Then you place a cone here, then there, you jump like that. So you place the floor and the ramp, you double edit like this, and then you do it again. So I'm gonna go fast so you can understand what I mean. Thank you so much for watching, and if you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.